The animation house that said it is so against sequels makes a prequel. You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Monsters University.
Yeah! James B. Sullivan.
I'm gonna be a scarer!
What? Whoa, were you kissing my hand?
And what about you with all your shedding?
I don't shed.
Really? Just wait, Hotshot. I'm gonna scare circles around you this year.
You don't need to study scaring, you just do it.
That is a good point.
You might want to hang out with someone a little more your speed.
Want to join Uzma Kappa? We have cake.
As I've reported before, when Disney insisted on Toy Story 2 back in the 1990s, Pixar was so adamantly against it that they tried to break from the studio. Only when Disney threatened to make said sequel with or without them did Pixar realize they were caught in a mousetrap. Thus they relented, Disney acquired them for $7.4 billion, and John Lasseter became the head of all that was now Disney Animation. But that didn't mean the two houses were truly united. Yes, it must have hurt like hell for the studio that Walt built to watch their own department be downsized, while sister studio Pixar turned out hit after hit, winning Oscar after Oscar. Yet interestingly, as Disney Animation begins to find its own footing with Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, and hopefully Frozen, Pixar is experiencing dark days. Sure, they ironically hit new heights with Toy Story 3, their second sequel, which became the first animated feature to join the $1 billion club, and Pixar's second flick to compete not just in the Best Animated Feature category, but for Best Picture as well. Who knew that they were peaking, though? Cars 2, yet another sequel, became Pixar's first poorly received film, which, adjusted for inflation, was their lowest grossing film stateside yet. And then while Brave did win the Oscar for Best Animated Feature, many felt Paranorman, Frankenweenie, and even Wreck-It Ralph were robbed. Plus, Brave went on to become their second least successful flick stateside. But none of this has stopped Pixar from greenlighting a sequel for Finding Nemo, Finding Dory. So one has to wonder, as Pixar turns out more and more sequels, what sets them apart these days from competitors DreamWorks Animation, Blue Sky Studios, and Illumination Entertainment? And what sparked this change? Is this a creative dilemma or a necessary evil of business? When a sequel like Toy Story 3 brings in $1 billion and accolades across the board, how can any business not try to replicate that success? And as audiences continue to show incredible interest and loyalty towards franchises, wouldn't it be silly for Pixar not to get in on the game? At the very least, once again we're getting an original short film with the movie, The Blue Umbrella. Apparently it falls in love with the Red Umbrella and is a chance for Pixar to show off some fancy new technology to boot. But wait, didn't Disney Animation just do pretty much the same thing with Paperman? Damn. How was Monsters University?
Pretty good, actually. It was a very good movie, awesome story.
It was really good. It was something unexpected that I never see from Pixar, because it basically goes back to the origin story of Monsters, Inc., and I'm surprised how they pulled it off.
This is good because it's like an origin story. That's what
I
half the stuff that comes out in the summer is now anyway. It's
Right?
origins.
Very enjoyable.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
good. All right, so, everyone's been saying Pixar's taken a dive in quality with Cars 2, Brave, Nuts. Oh, look at you. You're never lost faith.
No.
Compared to the other ones, yes.
Oh, yeah? You think there's still...
They might not be as good as they're as good as they were. It's hard to get better.
I think they all do a pretty good job, but Pixar obviously I think is a leader, but I think they all do a really good job.
Do you feel this is as good as the original Monsters, Inc.?
It was good as the original, yes.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I call Monsters, Inc. like a tier 2 Pixar movie.
Ooh,
to me,
okay.
it's not WALL-E or Nemo or Toy Story 1 and 3, but it's right below it.
There's too many cartoons now. I don't see a lot of cartoons.
Yeah, right?
But I like the Pixar stuff. I like Toy Story.
I have a perfect movie in mind, and I compare it to. For me, I like Toy Story is
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite.
And you know what? Honestly, go for Toy Story 4, because
I'll
1
see
through
it.
3 were all great.
I'm going
Yeah.
to 4. I won't fight it.
Would you see another Monsters, Inc. movie? Or is this done?
I don't know. If they came up with a story worthwhile, I would have said no to Toy Story 3 until I saw it, and I think it's genius.
Do you think this is what your college experience will be like?
Yes, especially the mom.
Feels a lot like Revenge of the Nerds, but like one of kids can watch.
And that thing they showed in the beginning with the umbrellas.
that?
That's incredible. You know I find it fascinating because that was real. And those streets and the buses and the cars, but it wasn't real.
Really cute, and honestly, I was surprised. I'm not going to give anything away, but it opened, and I was confused of what was going on.
Ooh.
Right out the gate, I was confused, and I really liked what they did with it.
What do you give the film on a 1 to 10?
I definitely give it an 8.
I give it a 10.
8.
I would give about an 8.
I would give it a 9.
I'm giving it 8.5.
So while audiences might not feel that Monsters University is a 10, but rather an 8.5, they still feel that Pixar is at the head of the pack when it comes to computer animated films. I'm Grace Randolph reporting from AMC Empire 25, and I hope we'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.